Hello, Patriots. Welcome back to the channel where we cut through all of the noise. Though Washington is on fire today with news, and Trump's unleashing these tariffs, and Musk's getting he's taking out billions of dollars in waste from our country as an act of patriotism. And then we have voter ID has just scored another massive win, which is good for election integrity. Conservatives are pumped, and the left is losing their mind. You're getting the full scoop in just a couple minutes. If you just stick around, hit that like button and let's dive in. Okay, here we go. First up, Trump's tariff bombshell. He's slapping 25% tariffs on steel and aluminum imports.
I want people to know that all the steelworkers in the Mon Valley are for President Trump.
So, Glenn, I'm curious, typically union workers in your industry, we know them to endorse Democrats. Why Donald Trump this go around?
Well, historically, we've all been Democrats. A couple of us up here are third-generation steelworkers, and we had a trade case years ago that our ex-international president, Tom Conway, was fighting against the Chinese for illegal dumping. And when President Trump stepped in and he imposed those tariffs on the Chinese, I firmly believe that he saved the steel industry.
MAGA is calling it a home run for American jobs. That should really help our middle class. And the big plan? Bringing manufacturing back to the good old U.S. to boost our factories, stick it to countries dumping cheap goods. And by countries, you know what the big country is. Starts with a C. You can tell me in the chat below if you can guess. And then conservatives are saying that this is a America first. They're calling it the golden age. Obviously, we're going through some birthing pains. You know, you have a beautiful baby and birthing pains come along first, but it's coming. So factories we're hoping will reopen and workers we're hoping could thrive. But hold up some warn that these tariffs might jack up prices on cars, appliances, even your groceries. Temporary, I'm sure. And the left screaming inflation, which they never bothered screaming under Biden, as you know.
And inflation is falling under President Biden.
But Trump's team says it's worth it to save all of our industry, and steel jobs matter. So does your wallet. And so what's the real risk? What are we afraid of when everything's been going wrong for so long? Are tariffs a win or a risk? Are they a win or a lose? This is your opinion.
There's basically two potential outcomes that could come from these tariffs. They backfire majorly. It caused some type of financial calamity, and he just removes them. The markets rebound, everybody stops panicking, and we're back to where we already are. Option two, it's the largest and most significant financial boom in modern American history.
So first up, this is the DOGE news on the big cut. Elon Musk, Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, is the talk of the town. He's gunning to slash $1 trillion from the federal budget. And of course, we conservatives are eating that up. Musk's targeting agencies like the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau. Those are 4 words that belong in the underworld. He's calling them bloated and useless. Those are quotes of his. On X, he posted, "Bureaucrats hate DOGE," says Elon Musk. "It's working. The GOP fans say this could balance the deficit, same thing, shrink the big government and save taxpayers cash." But Democrats, they're freaking out, claiming Musk cuts will gut protections for regular folks. The CFPB is already on lockdown. That's that banking institution.
Well, you know, I've lived through market corrections my whole investing life, and they're very uncomfortable when they occur. Although it's impossible to time the market. You've seen volatility as much as 7% in 4 hours on the indexes just in the last 10 days. So, you know, 20% corrections happen all the time. And so it doesn't matter why, they just happen. And you can always blame something for the occurrence of them. But they are the nature of our capital markets. There's volatility in price discovery and transparency. When this issue gets resolved, markets will align back into their normal advance, as they have for almost 200 years, generally providing 8 to 10, 12% returns on average. And that's because the American economy works. What I'm pointing out here is, yes, there's volatility. Yes, people are uncomfortable. Yes, people don't like watching sausage being made in these negotiations. But if we don't fix this problem now, while we have the leverage, we're going to be in a lot more trouble down the road. And I think that message is coming out of the administration. You have to be willing to stomach the volatility while you bring China, who's attempting to steal their way to economic dominance. If you don't have to pay for any R&D, you can get there pretty quickly. And that's basically what they're doing. I don't care what it is, military weaponry, right down to ordinary supplies. I mean, they don't play by the rules. That's obvious. And there's been countless examples and disputes. And I'm just wondering why no administration wants to deal with this, including the Europeans. Look at the complaints the WTO has had for the last 20 years. Give me a week where there wasn't a complaint about China, and nothing is done about it. Well, I think this particular administration is saying, okay, well, we have the leverage. While we are 26.11% of world GDP and almost 40% of all consumables, let's work this out with China.
Is Musk a hero or a wrecking ball is what people are asking. I'm leaning toward hero, but you tell me. Comment DOGE in the comments below if you're with Elon. Just write the words DOGE, D-O-G-E. Okay, next segment on the voter ID win. This one's huge too. Last but huge, the SAVE Act, that's S-A-V-E, which we've covered with Mike Johnson. It's pushing voter ID to the forefront, and Trump's all in. House Republicans passed it 221 to 198. That's not bad.
In America, you can't drive a car, board a plane, buy fireworks without an ID proving you are who you say you are. So why folks are allowed to vote to decide the future of this country without proving that they are a citizen first?
Calling it the key to election integrity. They say it's common sense. Prove you're a citizen to vote. That makes sense to all of us, right? I don't see why. It's illegal for non-citizens to vote. There. Trump's team is hyping it as a 2024 game changer. And I think it'll change things in 2026 and 2028, if you know what I mean. But the Senate Dems are digging in, calling it a paperwork nightmare that could block legitimate voters. That's what they always say. Remember, they go, this is the new Jim Crow and all that. With midterms looming, this fight's heating up. Is voter ID the answer to secure elections or a hurdle for millions? Hit the comments button. It's yes or no to voter ID. Just put yes, voter ID is a good thing, or no, voter ID is fine. You can be anybody. You don't have to prove that you're a citizen. That's the pulse of Washington, D.C. today. Trump's tariffs, Musk's cuts, voter ID wins. Conservatives are driving the narrative, but what's next? Subscribe, smash that bell, and join the 20,000 patriots getting real news daily. Comment your top story. Is it tariffs? Do you want to hear more on DOGE? Or do you want to hear more on voter ID? And I'll see you in the next video with more great stuff, and I'll address those. The one that wins those votes in the comments will determine what the next video is going to cover. So let's keep America first. I'm Doug in exile.